In the Sean Diddy Combs case have until today to give answers for how the music mogul has been communicating from jail.
Because my next guest just testified before a federal grand jury. He said he is in possession of a trove of digital evidence of Diddy's freak-off parties.
We made a bail appeal to Judge Carter. It did not go our way.
Diddy's legal drama just went from bad to worse, and trust me, the tea is HP being hot. In a jaw-dropping turn of events, Diddy's own lawyer has walked away from the case right in the middle of court proceedings. Yep, the same lawyer who was writing for him for months has thrown in the towel, reportedly losing faith in both the case and Diddy himself.
Why is that not a fair outcome?
What he did here is on a magnitude of unlike anybody else you could imagine.
But wait, it gets juicier. On October 23rd, the internet nearly combusted when a prison call recording surfaced. In it, a voice allegedly belonging to Diddy is heard advising one of his sons to get rid of all the pizza boxes.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm going to need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over for the pizza. All the boxes, okay?
But it looks like Diddy's advice didn't age well, because now the floodgates have opened, evidence is pouring out left and right, and more people are stepping up to share their own experiences involving the music mogul. To make matters worse, the accuser's lawyer seems incredibly confident, boldly claiming that Diddy's chances of avoiding a life behind bars are slim to none.
But I have all the confidence in the world and the federal court in the state of New York that they will remain keeping Diddy under no bond, and that all of the victims in this case will be able to proceed.
So what's got these lawyers feeling so confident about Diddy's downfall, and why did his own lawyer throw in the towel before the trial even started? Let's dig into the chaos, because the leaked evidence is stacking up faster than we can keep track of. Starting with the basics. The stuff we all need to know. I'll lay it out plain and simple. The prosecutor himself revealed exactly what led to Diddy's indictment and the evidence they uncovered during the search of his home.
In those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs, more than 1,000 bottles altogether.
And now even more shock evidence is surfacing, pointing to how Diddy could be tied to some of the most disturbing deaths in the music industry. This might explain why Diddy's own lawyer recently decided to call it quits. After all, when the accusations pile up this high, and with the mounting claims linking Diddy to events that have rattled the industry, perhaps even the sharpest legal minds realize there's no clean way out of this web of allegations. For context, this all blew up when a new witness, Courtney Burgess, stepped into the spotlight. Burgess, a former associate of Diddy's late ex-girlfriend Kim Porter, has dropped a bombshell that could change everything. He claims to have received flash drives containing explosive materials, evidence that just might be the game changer the prosecution has been waiting for. According to Burgess, these flash drives contained the completed book that Kim Porter had promised would go public if anything ever happened to her. This isn't just a collection of notes or unfinished drafts. Burgess claims it's the full 54 pages of Kim's work, and it begins with a chilling message. The book starts with Kim's promise that if something were to happen to her, she wanted this book to be shared with the world.
Mr. Burgess is delivering that truth. Mr. Burgess actually told me that he believed that the purpose of that gag order letter that was written by Mark Adams on November 3rd was because Diddy knew that it was Courtney who was bringing this information.
Now, for the past few months, some truly disturbing claims have resurfaced about the contents of Kim Porter's manuscript. If these revelations had come to light the day Kim passed away in November 2018, we might have learned the chilling details of what Diddy had been up to over the past 2 decades. One of the wildest claims in Kim's manuscript is downright jaw-dropping. She allegedly accuses Diddy of hitting her with a chair so hard that it landed her in the hospital. She even thought she might not make it out alive. But that's not all. While she was in the hospital, Diddy allegedly paid off the entire staff to keep quiet about the incident. And if you think that's bad, there's more. Kim also claims that during a yacht trip things got so intense that Diddy broke her nose in a brutal attack. It was so severe they had to fly her to the nearest hospital to get it fixed. But the mistreatment didn't stop there. Kim reportedly described how Diddy controlled every aspect of her life. He allegedly wired her home, tapped her phone, and hired people to spy on her.
And then sometimes when Kim lived on 70th something street, and I would go upstairs with Diddy, you could hear the shit in the hallway. And I would just shake my head when you come out or whatever. Kim would be in the house. And it's always about where she was at or who she was dealing with.
Things took a darker turn when Diddy sought full custody of their children. Feeling cornered, Kim supposedly threatened to expose everything, especially Diddy's deepest, darkest secrets. Which, by the way, are seriously questionable freak-offs. The manuscript script also dropped bombshells about Diddy's manipulative behavior, forcing Kim into degrading situations and controlling her to the point where she was emotionally shattered. We got a glimpse of this when Cassie filed her own lawsuit against Diddy, revealing years of mistreatment during their 11-year relationship. And it's not hard to believe Kim was the first to experience it, but the creepiest claim of all, Kim allegedly suggested that Diddy was somehow involved in the tragic deaths of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious Big. She hinted that he orchestrated events to keep control over their legacies, making this whole situation even more twisted than anyone could have imagined. This explosive revelation gained major traction when retired LAPD Detective Greg Kading, the mastermind behind some of the most crucial investigations in hip-hop history, stepped forward. Known for his role in investigating the murders of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious Big, Kading pulled back the curtain on the tumultuous music scene of the 1990s, offering an unfiltered account of the conflicts that ultimately shaped the genre. In a jaw-dropping interview, Kading revealed how Diddy may have been at the heart of the shady deals and covert betrayals that fueled the war of that era. Kading's investigation into the events surrounding Tupac's murder took a dark turn when he claimed that Diddy might have been the one to order the hit on Tupac.
You're going to need people that said, I was there when a financial transaction took place and it was very clear what that money was for. I was there when the agreement was made. I spoke with Puff about it, and he told me that he hired these guys. Even
Jaguar Wright has something to say about all of this.
Tupac was the threat, which is why they got rid of him first. Biggie was symptomatic of that, because they needed Biggie to die to create the realness around the story of the East Coast West Coast battle.
She also claimed that Diddy had access to substances that could trigger pneumonia and heart attack symptoms. According to her, this could connect him to several mysterious deaths in the music industry.
She gives them poison. You know, they have poisons that create heart attacks and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas. No.
And just to make things even spicier, she says she has the receipts, evidence that could shake up the whole narrative. This isn't so far-fetched when you consider it. Kim was one of the first to experience the darker side of Diddy's control. Officially, her death in 2018 was attributed to pneumonia. But right from the start there were questions. The initial coroner's report hinted at foul play with toxins found in her body that could mimic pneumonia symptoms. Rumors started circulating about blood on her pillow and a suspicious trail from her bedroom to the bathroom, painting a much more sinister picture. What made it even more chilling was the timeline. Kim reportedly made a 9,911 call at 2:43 a.m. but help didn't arrive until hours later when Kamora Lee Simmons found her around 11 a.m. That delay raised major red flags. Kim's family has been suspicious from the start. They've allegedly spoken with the FBI about pursuing a wrongful death lawsuit against Diddy, but investigators have reportedly urged them to stay silent to avoid compromising the case. Another instance we need to consider is none other than Kim Porter's ex, L.B. Shore. He reportedly faced a horrific ordeal, landing in a coma for 2 months. While he hasn't publicly disclosed the full story, reports hint that he was working on a tell-all book detailing the same freak-off lifestyle we're now learning more about.
Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Well, the only two left are Puffy and Al, and Al almost died. You know?
So why does Puffy, why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
Just as mentioned, LBSH's situation has an eerie resemblance to that of Andre Harrell, another key figure in the music industry. Andre was reportedly working on a manuscript that aimed to expose the industry's darkest secrets, including how powerful figures allegedly use substances and manipulation to control and silence others. He was also set to reveal how Diddy with Clive Davis's help replaced him as an industry heavyweight. Tragically, before he could release these revelations, Andre was. And let's not forget Jamie Foxx. Recently his name has been added to this grim list of connections. Jamie had a famously close friendship with Diddy, so close that Diddy let him record some of the freak show activities. However, last year Jamie experienced a mysterious health scare after reportedly sharing disturbing details about events tied to Diddy falling into a coma. His story seems to follow the same troubling pattern of those who got too close to the truth. Last month, Choke No Joke dropped a bombshell during an interview with Comedy Hip. He shared his first-hand account of attending 2 of Jamie Foxx's shows in Atlanta, and revealed some jaw-dropping details. According to Choke, during the tapings, Jamie directly stated Diddy was responsible for what happened to him. Well, I mean, you haven't. I mean, you tried to get in contact with me, through all my partners and whatnot, but you never really got my number. So okay, my number, yeah, I'm going tell my number, yeah. The timeline adds an intriguing layer to this theory. Back in 2008, Justin was just starting to make waves in the music world and reportedly met Diddy for the first time. Around that same period, Diddy and Kim Porter's relationship hit its final breaking point. By late 2008, Kim publicly announced their split, stating it was best for her, Diddy, and their family. However, whispers at the time suggested there was more to the story. Allegedly, Kim had uncovered disturbing truths about Diddy's private interactions with Justin and other minors. It said that she's held on to this information, including potential tapes, but never went public due to the immense power and influence Diddy wielded at the time. And if you're curious about what Justin went through at the hands of Diddy, drop a comment below if you want us to dive deeper into it. In the meantime, what are your thoughts on all of this? Do you think Diddy has a shot at bouncing back from everything? Let us know in the comments. While you're at it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos for more updates and juicy details. We've got you covered, and thanks for watching Celebrity Spill.